Good morning, my friends. It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And this morning I have a fellow tradesman in the house. This gentleman is an HVAC professional up until he became a digital marketing professional. Christian, welcome to the show, buddy. Happy Monday. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Happy Monday.
How was that
Good to be
intro?
here.
You like that?
Yeah, that was a good intro. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, man. What in the heck would make you want to, add digital marketing to HVAC? I mean, don't you like crawling in attics and getting, under houses and hanging out in the dirt and being on call during holidays? No, I know what it's like to work in the trades, people.
Okay.
Just like many of you know what it's like to work in the healthcare industry, and a lot of
Yeah.
those, may not be as quote unquote dirty, but still. Anyways, what led you to Legendary, my friend? And welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you again. I'm glad to be here. But yeah, so funny story. I never saw myself become a tradesman. It was one of those moments where it's like before I became a tradesman, before I went to trade school, I was like, I need to do something with my life, or I'm gonna end up, not having some sort of security, so to speak. So I went off. I took the trade. I took I guess you could say a bit of a crash course, but I got my certifications. I got everything. That's been over a decade at this point. What led me to marketing, funny enough, is so I tried to start an HVAC company all on my own. I was like, I could do this. I could defend myself. Um, but long story short, so I don't get too much into detail, I was trying not to cough up a lot of money, trying to advertise myself, trying to get my name out there. So I found little ways. It all started with Craigslist, back when Craigslist was still decent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I learned to put my name out there. Fast forward, went from Craigslist to Facebook to a whole lot of different platforms, and I got myself out there. I got my name out there to the point where I actually got some good contracts. One of them being Panda Express. I was, I'm not sure if you're aware of Panda Express, but so
fast food restaurant.
So I was in charge of a few stores. They put me in charge of a few stores back in New York, back when I lived in New York. I'm currently in North Carolina. And but I was just a one-man operation, and it became very annoying. Even when I was trying to seek help, it's like nobody wanted to work with me. But yeah, I was like, you know what?
That's pretty universal, to have a hard time finding good, people to want to work in these trades. All of my buddies who are still in construction are always complaining about the same thing. Can't find any good help. It's universal, dude. I'm serious, man. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, but yeah, so that's very true. And I just basically I impressed myself, I guess you could say, with the fact that I was able to put myself out there to the point where I was able to reach, Panda Express, and I was even a subcontractor for two other companies. So I was able to make a decent amount of money. And at the time, it was a perfect timing because my wife was pregnant. And, that's what led me to marketing. And I started to learn more and more about marketing and the different types of marketing. And then digital marketing as a whole, and one of them being affiliate marketing. So I was like, what is this about? That was, I'm going to say maybe about 3 years back is when I got into learning what affiliate marketing was all about. And I really got into it. I learned that that's the way a lot of YouTubers get most of their money.
Yeah.
Bloggers, that's how they get most of their money.
Yeah.
And though it may not be, depending on how your strategy is, it doesn't start off as passive. It can be passive over time, but that's something that I wanted to get into. Like, I wanted to find a way where I could just be home more and work less and make more.
Right.
Especially when my kids were born. I have twin boys,
Wow.
and they're special needs and they need extra help. Extra, I got to take them to their appointments. I got to take them to many different things, the therapy sessions. And my wife, she's kind of doing this all by herself. So it's like, if I can just be that extra helping hand
Mm.
and not have to go to work early in the morning and then come home, I'm not complaining about my job. I'm actually very fortunate. I'm blessed to where I'm at because there's a lot of flexibility in my current job. I'm still a full-time contractor,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of flexibility. But if I had a choice,
Of
I
course.
would rather be home.
And that makes a lot of sense. Wow, that kind of timeline and that trail, how you laid that out, is really clear. It's really clear, Christian, and I can relate to quite a bit of it. But specifically, I noticed how you had tested digital marketing skills on your HVAC business and sort of proved the process. And I think a lot of times people, who don't, you saw it there, it was hard for you to deny that the strategies were powerful when you tried them on your brick and mortar HVAC. For those who don't know, it's heating and air. So I think it stands for heating, ventilation, air
Ventilation, air
conditioning.
conditioning. Yeah.
Yeah. So not to be confused with AV, audio visual. That's a whole different
Right. That's a whole nother field.
whole other field. So how you and I did similar things, back when I was really kind of knee deep in boots deep in construction and not doing much else. Um, when I was working with my dad, I had dabbled on Craigslist and made a few connections via the internet as well. Where my dad, I had never seen him do that before. So that was me, sort of a new generation. He did no interneting. He only had, a phone number, and that it was the same phone number for many, many years, if not decades, right? And he just would get people calling him, right? And that's kind of how he marketed himself. And I'm not saying he was doing it right, or I've talked about a lot about my dad, and I'm not following in his footsteps financially in any way, shape, or form, and he doesn't want me to. He's trying to burn that trail. He's happy that we're going in a different direction, but
Right.
I can relate to that, making that step to begin to use the internet in a simple way, and you saw a result, and it was like, okay. And for those of you who aren't going to follow that same path, you still can come in and stick with it, because the first time that you see an actual result, all of the skepticism, all of the doubt that you had that it could happen for you, or that, we begin to tell ourselves, am I too dumb? Am I too old? Am I too this? Am I too that? But the first time you see a result, as you said just a moment ago, you almost are impressed with yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe I can do this. And it's like your whole,
Yeah.
would you say a little bit more about how one's whole perspective can really shift if they stick with it long enough? I call it don't quit before the miracle happens. But if you stick with it long enough to see an actual result that you cannot deny, it will skyrocket your confidence.
Absolutely. No, yeah. That's very true. And I actually tried to dabble on different types of marketing there, aside from affiliate marketing. But I just gained more interest with affiliate marketing, and b- so I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. I'm going to try it out. So I did try it on my own, and that's where I noticed a downfall or hiccup, a problem that I had because my thing was always me trying to learn things on my own. Like, I could find this out. I can go to YouTube University and find this out. And come to find out that, so though you can watch, and I've told people this, like in my Instagram lives, like, you can learn this stuff on YouTube. Here's the issue though. If you, and this is one thing I noticed for a very long time, if you watch one video, they give you whatever it is you want to learn, right? They give you all the lingo, all the terms, whatever it is you want to learn, and then you just gain whatever information from that one video. But then they don't tell you everything. So now you got to watch other videos that follow this one term that they use because they didn't further explain it. But then when you watch the next video, they use these other terms, and it just leads to other videos. And you're just constantly watching different people giving you their perspective, and then you end up being all over the place. So though I tried doing that and implementing what I've learned from all these different people, yes, I was all over the place, which led to me being very unorganized and ultimately not knowing what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what?
Rabbit holes.
Oh yeah.
Holes, right.
Too many of them. I should have just stuck to one.
YouTube's dangerous, man. I know. I think that if you're in a program, some sort of an educational program, and it's proven that other people are succeeding with it, and it's something that you feel like you want to do, and it's nothing's going to be perfect, right? Nothing's going to be perfect. But there's a real kind of point that you're making besides the funny aspect and sad and scary aspect of the rabbit holes you can go down on YouTube and stuff. It's a great marketing platform, but it's very ineffective if you're just surfing it. If you're going to YouTube for a specific purpose, you're like looking like, hey, how do I fix Ray-Ban sunglasses, right? Something that's like instructional video. You can get, I mean, if you got to know how to use the tool. I feel like YouTube is like, it's a hammer. And if you go up to YouTube and you try to screw something, you're going to be frustrated. It's like trying to use a hammer to screw something in. You have to know how to use the tool, both as a consumer, but mostly as just a business owner, because whether you're marketing on it or whether you're getting information, I go to YouTube all the time to get information. But you make a very good point about if you're just surfing it and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you will instantly be turned into a consumer in a trance.
Oh yeah.
Because of the way in which they play videos. It's the same thing that happens on Netflix when just next episode is loading, and right as it ends, how that bar that's hypnotizing to watch that. Every little thing is designed in a way that if you don't use it, it will use you. Agreed?
Oh yeah. That was strong. Yeah. So and that's what led me to I came to the realization, okay, so maybe not YouTube. YouTube is not as helpful as I thought it would be, because those hundreds of videos that I've watched led me to me doing over 2 years of trying it on my own and seeing no success. Long story short, scrolling through Facebook, I see one of the legendary ads, and just the ad alone, of course, was captivating, got my attention, especially because I had that drive. Because funny enough, a lot of people are very quick to just say, after a few months of trying it, even them trying it, they see no success and they're like, you know what? No, this is not for me. Or affiliate marketing is not what it truly is, or what they make it out to be. But my motivation was just watching all these other people. I was determined to learn this, no matter how long it was going to take me to learn it, because I was one of those very few people who actually believed that it was real. I was like, there's no way that I am gonna sit here and watch these people succeed and me just say, oh, it didn't work for me. I'm just gonna sit back and watch them. No, they were my drive. They were my only motivation because nobody else, none of my friends were doing this.
Right.
I felt like I was on my own, and it's okay. So I just kept watching videos, and then I saw the legendary stuff. I made the investment because I was like, you know what, low risk. Let's just do it. Let's see where it takes me. And my mind was blown. It's funny how just with the 15-day challenge alone, it really opened my eyes and have me realize the missing pieces that I wasn't implementing. Like I thought I had it all, ready to go. And the 15-day challenge let me know that I had it all wrong. But
it's interesting how you say that, you're sitting here watching these other people, and you're the thing that you said to yourself, the internal dialogue that was happening inside of your head. That's a really important thing to be aware of. And you shared what your internal dialogue is. And I wonder if all of everybody is aware of that, right? I know we're all not, but I'd invite you all to consider to pay more attention to that soundtrack that starts playing when you're looking at something, right? Just when you're shopping for things, right? Because I mean, the truth is if you're sitting on the sidelines, there's a lot of people who join this show who are who are all over. You may be looking, you may be shopping, you may already be doing something, have taken some action, but the bottom line is there's an internal dialogue that's going on, and it's either empowering or it's not empowering. And you described an empowering dialogue. You were like, hey, look, I'm watching these people, and they're obviously real people, right? I mean, people don't, like, I'm smarter than to know like who an actual scammer is. You can tell if somebody's a real person. In today's day and age, friends, you get called out easily. People can see through. That's why the scammers nowadays are the people who are hiding behind other people's identities. It's the ones who are creating the fake profiles. People who are putting themselves out there on the internet are real people. That's real people. And most people haven't made that shift to understand that yet. That's the current state. I'm like the president right now giving a state of the union because you teed this up so beautifully and powerfully. But this is how the internet works nowadays, friends. The scammers are the ones who are posing behind, saying, I've got people who are acting as me out here on the internet, and they're DMing people. I never DM anybody on social media, guys. Ever, guys and gals, ever. There's people who are posing as me who are scamming, but in their fake profiles, exactly, in the robots and all this other crap, and they put the links and they say, so-and-so has helped me with my investments over the past, email them on Gmail.
So annoying.
Yeah, that's a scam. That's a scam. Know how to spot a scam, people. Know how to spot a scam in 2023. But the people who are holding their cell phones up day after day, putting their face and name, they're not scammers. So it's amazing that majority of people are still stuck in this, is it real objection? Like the majority of people are just in. I also noticed how you kind of said that your internal dialogue, you were like, yeah, like this is obviously real. Like these people are obviously real people. Like I'm smart enough to see that. And I just invite all of y'all to get up. Like that is how the internet works. Now, I'm not saying that you should follow everybody and everybody's a good fit for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like the number one thing that holds people back, the truth is that it's two things. There's two things that hold people back, but not lack of belief in themselves in thinking that something's a scam or not real. And you need to, in order to, and it's, people are confused about it too. They're confused about what's a scam there, but you can be really clear about what a scam is in 2023. If somebody's day after day putting their face and name out on social media and talking and being consistent, they're not scamming. Now, it may not be a good fit for you. Like I said, you shouldn't buy everything, and you're not going to want to follow everybody. But people who are that's not a scam. That's just somebody who maybe you don't resonate with what they're doing. But it's really important to kind of understand that what you see, it's real. Like people on this show, I saw somebody who said, Christian, have you gotten results? Look, every single person on this show's gotten results. There's been people on this show in the last 30 days. Some have made a few $1,000s and they just got started. Some have made over $100,000 in a month. And it's not just one who's making there's a lot of people in this community getting a lot of different results. They're getting so much results that we choose not to flash those big numbers because we don't want people to think that those results are guaranteed. We want people to understand that there's work involved in it, like you're saying. But man, that internal dialogue comment that you made really struck me because so many people watch things happening on the internet and just will default to must be a scam or something like that, instead of saying, no, man, like this is really happening for people. This is real. This is reality in 2023. And if I'm still in this everything's a scam mindset, then it's me not understanding innovation in kind of the state of affairs on the internet and the amount of opportunity that's available right now. And those kind of thoughts really true. It's not that we shouldn't be aware. And obviously you're not just, oh, everybody take my money, but you're open-minded. I guess that's a good word that would describe kind of how that dialogue that I heard. Anyways, I'm ranting.
But, no, you're fine.
Would you say more about that mindset and how important that internal dialogue is?
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I know that there's a lot of people like me because it all starts with being curious. I've always been a curious child. My mother has told me that growing up, I was always, a lot of things I don't remember, but I was always but why, Mom? But why? And that's because I always wanted to know, why is this happening? So even with my failures, I always ask, but why are they winning? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What am I doing wrong? So instead of me dismissing the fact that I'm just not good at it, I would much rather, I always take the other approach, which is, what are they doing that I'm not? And maybe I can try it out and see if it works for me. And that's always been my drive with everything. And of course, I'm not going to succeed at everything. And it's going to come to a point where it's like, okay, well, I guess it's just not for me. I'm not built for this. Yeah. But I'm going to continue trying until I have checked every box on that list. And once I check everything and then I see no results, then I'll probably just set it to the side and either forget about it or try again later on. Yeah, because I'm pretty determined in that way. But when it came to affiliate marketing, I was so driven, and also with the fact that, going back to the HVAC, that it worked for me doing it this way. Right. So this is just another form of marketing. It's not like it's not like it's a whole nother beast. It still falls under the marketing realm. So all I got to do is figure out this piece and let me figure out what I'm doing and what I'm not doing.
And on that note, let me blow everybody's mind with a follow-up. Talking into the camera, those of you who are having some fears or some anxieties about talking in the camera, it ain't no different than everything that you do on a daily basis when you talk to another human being.
Absolutely.
In the moment that you realize that just like you said, you had tested a few digital marketing strategies, some Craigslist posting, but it was still internet marketing, and it
Right.
worked. It worked. You were like, wow. Okay, affiliate marketing. Yeah, wait, hold on a second. It's kind of the same. I'm creating a piece of content, a post, a video, something on a site. People are clicking it, and I'm driving them to my. Okay, I get it. Wait, I'm driving them to my HVA business. No, I'd just be driving them to another product, and the piece of content would be about something different. Okay, wow, I got it. Yeah, same thing with creating content. So many people are uncomfortable in front of the camera, and it's just is all it is how you view it, right, Christian?
Oh
It's
yeah.
just if you choose to view it like it's a big scary bear is sitting in front of you, and it's gonna kind of eat your face any minute, then it's like, whew, I don't want to get in front of that thing. You know what I mean? But if you're like, wow, I mean, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, this is actually just no, it's like a camera. It's just a camera. It's just people who are over there are just I'm just I'm filming myself. It's not a big deal. It's just a camera that is playing for people at another house, you know?
Hmm.
It's just
That's all it is.
it's a video stream so people can see me in their houses while I'm in my house. It's like when we start to simplify and understand that these things they may be a new application, but it's the same principle as something else that we've been doing. And
Right.
so how have you, it seems like you're pretty comfortable here, man. You're full of wonderful knowledge and you're clear.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're great. How have you developed your kind of your content, and how you've got an Instagram page right now that's got, several, 27 something thousand followers
20.
on it.
I just got a 27,800. Yeah.
Hey,
But
come on now. So, I mean, so how's that journey been going for you, being on camera and kind of evolving those delivery skills and keeping things concise and learning what keeps people's attention? What talk to us a little bit about, how that's been going over the last couple of months.
okay. Well, I mean, it's been going great.
Or even from the start, give us a perspective of the evolution since the beginning to now, too, in a nutshell.
Right. So, well, I mean, I never really done this stuff before, like creating content. I was always the random guy. I was hardly ever on social media, even though I had platforms, but I was always a random guy on social media.
So
But
funny, dude. You are. This is great, man. I get it.
thanks.
I like how the random guy. It's just so funny. It's like it's I get it because there's always the random guy. It's like he's just kind of chilling, always got kind of like the generic kind of just comments, just like
Yeah.
single happy birthday, not too invested in social media, but just kind of like there, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
a random
That's
guy.
exactly. Yeah. But so it what drew I just started watching other people, I guess studying what they do in a sense, not necessarily copy them but get inspired and
Modeling them. That's modeling, right?
right, exactly. So I how do I say it? It started with me just trying. I tried my first two. So the first two that I posted on Instagram, it was around early December, and it was just because I had knowledge to a degree of affiliate marketing because I just took all this information in and I was able to defend myself as far as explaining to someone what affiliate marketing was. um I ended up doing like a part one and two content.
Win Christian, win Christian 1, troll 0.
But yeah, So I just created. I did like a part 1 and 2 of the benefits of affiliate marketing, and it was cool because I also was trying to study lighting. I wasn't trying to be perfect in my videos, but I was trying to be clean as far as a background and everything, because I always wanted that aesthetic stuff too.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for. But I also try to implement, me being, outside or, stuff like that. Um, I wanted people to know that I was still a real person, not just a guy trying to set it all up and, studio kind of look. But
You
it
didn't
started
want to
with
go from random guy to perfect studio guru.
quite the upgrade, right? but funny enough, I started on TikTok. TikTok wasn't going too well for me. I noticed that between TikTok and Instagram, the audiences are very different. It can work for some. I have met people since I've done this. I have met people that it's working on both platforms, and I've met a lot of people that it's working more on TikTok for them than it is on Instagram. For me, it's the other way around. Instagram it started with the third post. So I started strategizing. And I understood Instagram more than TikTok, period. I barely use TikTok. I was always an Instagram guy to begin with. So I understood a lot of their features and all that stuff. So I took advantage of it. And it started with the third post, just me showing people how to make, the typical how to make money online. But it was one of those things that I was actually doing myself rather than me saying, hey, you can make money here. No, I actually done it. I still do it. It's a platform that I still use my HVAC skills, but I just consult and, I help people online and I get paid for it just to answer questions. So I showed that and it got it got the ball rolling. So I took advantage of that ball being rolled. I'm at a loss for words here, but
No, you're
I started.
clear, I'm tracking exactly with what you've been saying.
Oh, okay. So
it's a beautiful story. You're a great storyteller, man.
Oh, thank you.
Like
I appreciate
the way that you were like, it started with the third post. Like that's like a like an episode title where you kind of read the title, but you don't really know. It's like a great headline, right? Or a great, lead into it. It's a great hook for a video. It started with the third post. It's like starting a great storytelling strategy is to start telling the story in the middle of the story, or even towards the end of the story, and then you bring it back, right? You know how a lot of shows or movies will start kind of in the middle of a scene, and it's kind of like, it's to shock you, it's a hook to hook you into the movie. So anyways, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. So what happened next?
So I mean, that's when it started gaining momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And I took advantage of that momentum and I posted the next one. I typically don't do the 3 posts a day. I did maybe 1 or 2 per day. Okay. But when I saw that one gained momentum, I posted another one that same day. Just that weekend alone, I gained over 600 followers. I was excited. I was like, oh. And then my DM started blowing up.
You were like, I'm blowing up.
Yeah, I'm blowing up. Meanwhile, because I never got that much attention on social media. I was like, oh, okay. All right, I'm blowing up. Okay, we going somewhere. So I was like, all right,
random guy in North Carolina blowing up on social. Here we go, HVAC. Bye-bye. It's going viral, baby.
Oh man. So but yeah, I mean, it was a great weekend because the way social media works is that once you gain that huge momentum that first time, because I've seen it happen on TikTok too in my personal platform. I have a different one, a different account. But like once you gain that momentum,
burner
say
account.
again.
It's a burner marketing account. You know, we've all got our burners. Got a different account. Got a couple of different accounts. Gangster talking about a burner phone. You know what I mean?
Well, you could consider it that, yeah. So I saw that once you gain that momentum with that one post, things over time they just keep liking it, they keep adding comments to it, saves, shares, and you start seeing your following just grow. Yeah, it slows down, but you still see the following from that last post that you did a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And it's good because I was also studying the importance of taking advantage of the engagement. Don't just let people engage, you have to engage back, but you also have to pay attention to, apparently likes and comments should be the least of your worries. The first should be the saves. If people save your content, it's looking good. The next one is sharing. If they share it, you're looking better. And then once they start commenting, in other words, basically the likes are the last on the list. Yeah, it's good to have likes, but in this order, it should be saves, shares, comments, then likes. And when they comment, don't just like it, comment back. If they, some of them like to put like the fire emoji, reply with another fire. I usually do the strong arm, because it's like, all right, that's basically saying thank you with an emoji in a sense, like,
yeah.
So, and that's what I do, because at the same time is also helping you. You're helping your own content. You're adding more to the engagement, so the algorithm is just pushing it more. What else?
That was a nugget.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Take it, because those are things that I have learned.
Well, it's because the liking something's the easiest thing that somebody can do. So it to the platform like what the algorithm on every platform is looking to do is it's looking to put the hottest content or whatever they think is going to be the most like applicable or relatable content,
Right.
what that person's looking to watch, or introduce other kind of popular stuff in the feed. But yeah, you're right, a like is just, it's the easiest thing you could do. So to the algorithm, a like is like, probably if you were scoring that and 1 was the least and 10 was the highest, you'd score that with like a 2, like, okay, we'll give this piece of content like a 2. And then
Right.
but going to your save all the way to your what you should, like, this is what you should be trying to do with your content, is make it so good that people want to save it. That tells the algorithm that's probably a 9 or a 10, because
Right.
somebody's got to hit multiple buttons in order to save that.
Right.
And like, if you're like me, on some of your accounts, you might have different folders. So if you're dropping that content into different folders or a specific folder, that's more buttons that you have to push. And that really shows the algorithm, man, this person's going through a lot of things to keep this content. They don't just want to share
Right.
it, they also want to keep it. They want to keep it for themselves. They want to file it away. Sharing, would probably be like a 6 or a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, because you're not trying to hoard it. Like, it's not so good that you want to just totally keep it all to yourself, but you want to share it with others. It's funny.
Right.
You think it would be valuable to other people. A comment, again, anybody could comment, and a lot of comments are going to be negative comments on a piece of content that's going viral. Doesn't matter how good it is. As a matter of fact, most great content is pulling two sides of people out. Like, some people love it, some people hate it. It's polarizing, right? I like how you gave that breakdown, because I don't think a lot of people, including myself, are thinking about creating content from the perspective, I mean, obviously in course material and stuff, but on social media, that people are going to literally save. Like if we thought about that a little bit more from that perspective, even on this show, we might organize it a little bit differently. It'd be hard for me to adapt to that because I'm so, I'm just a spontaneous person. I like to just talk versus have everything super organized.
Right.
But that's real. And the other thing I want to pull out that you said a moment ago was the third video, which was the video that really kind of took off for you and initially made you feel that initial burst of confidence before no leads, no commissions or whatever. It's just getting a result, right? Was like, okay, I'm blowing up. I'm here, baby. I'm here. I've been here for a long time, but I'm here right now. Finally, y'all see, and it's like what you did on that piece of content was you just simply shared something that you had already done, that you had already tried. And you
Right.
know what? Probably a bunch of you were like, oh, I don't have anything like that. Well, yes, you do. If you're in the online marketing space, say you're in the make money online space or you're in the online marketing space, I started with just showing people and explaining to people on social media what the hell an autoresponder was. That's literally how I started. I was like, do you know that you're probably still handing out business cards for your business and chasing people around town and cold calling people and telling people to give you a call when you're at random personal events and stuff and you feel like you've always got to be marketing your service? Well, imagine if you had just a database of people that you could write one note and you could send it to all of them about something, a special, a discount, an offer. You could market to them any day of the week. You could market to them 365 days a year, and a percentage of them always replied, right? You always got sales. It was almost like an ATM machine for your business. Whenever you needed to ramp up business, whenever you needed to ramp up sales, you just could write a note, a little email to this list. Well, that's what an autoresponder is, my friend. And the importance of this in 2023 is I can't overstate it. It's the difference between you running around and cold calling, hunting like it's, like it's barbaric days, hunting, instead of using a simple piece of technology, a low to no cost tool to do the lifting for you, to position you in a place to where you're not the hunter, but you're the hunted. Now, now that's 12 years of developing that, but at the beginning, I didn't have results either. I didn't have results. I didn't just always, I wasn't always talking about making millions of dollars. I would just simply explain at the beginning, let me show you. I'm going to do another one right now. I'm going to do another one. This is another video I'd make. I want to show you how to have an automated army of salespeople selling for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Because right now, no matter what you're probably selling or what business you're in, if you don't show up, you don't make money, right? And if you're in sales, that's even worse because maybe you're commission only. So if you don't show up and you don't sell, then you don't make money. Well, what if you had an army of salespeople that were out selling for you all day, all night, even when you're sleeping, right? Would that be nice? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? Of course it would, right? Who wouldn't want that? Well, let me introduce you
Absolutely.
to the power of one simple thing that's been hiding right in front of your nose this whole time, and you just maybe haven't leveraged it right. It's called video. Video. And you actually already have the tool to be able to use it. It's called a cell phone. And if you can record video and you can record them in specific ways, right? And you put them out there, you can have those videos playing for you all day and all night. They never get tired. They always say the same thing. The best, you never have to leave your house. You can record the videos and you can communicate with people in powerful ways and have your products and services being sold all day and all night if you just learn to leverage the power of video. That's another thing, right? So, end example. That's me I would share, and I still do, simple little explanations of tools and little strategies. It's not all about, oh, I made money. It's just explaining simple little things that every single one of you know already. And so often, Christian, we get stuck on, well, I haven't made money, and that's if we want to go into the make money online niche or the online business niche. If it's a different niche, it might be another limiting belief you had. But I've been in the make money online niche for a decade, and I constantly see people not being able to do what you did on video 3, which was just take something that you already have done or learned, or probably for Christmas sakes, you either learn it in the 15-day challenge, you could even learn it on the right YouTube video, and just create a video and explain it in your own words.
Right.
Or maybe even explain something. If you all have set up an autoresponder before, you can explain that to people, and it would blow their mind that they don't have to sit there and individually email every single person, but they could actually collect email addresses, and every single business owner should be collecting email addresses. Even if you're in HVAC and asking your clients or potential leads, would you mind if I added you to my newsletter list where I send out once or twice a week special information about how to keep up your equipment, and also discounts in case you ever are looking for service or you need something done on your unit? Oh, I'll just add you to the email list. You can unsubscribe at any time. Would you mind? What's your email address? You just write it down. You go home and put it in your Aweber or whatever. At the very least, we should all be using that. And that's a simple little thing that we could just be explaining to people that has nothing to do with, I'm a millionaire, I've made tens of thousands of dollars online. It's just a simple strategy that could be valuable to people. And we often overlook those things, Christian. Aren't you glad that you just made that third damn video? And what are you now doing in your content that is valuable to people, that they're finding valuable? Because there's edutainment, there's education and entertainment. So how are you blending the two together?
Well, so I've come to realize that a lot of, at least with what I'm targeting, what's helping me out is being more educational, the how-tos type of videos. And, I add a little personality, of course, because that just, it's just me. It's who I am. Like, if you see me the way we're talking right now, I don't want to be like some of these people that you do a video and then you do a live and it's like, you don't seem like the same person. So, and I'm known to be very silly. I was actually nominated the class clown in my high school. I didn't win.
I just lost you. When you did that, I lost you.
Sorry, I took off one ear and put the other. Can you hear me now?
No, you're hot dog in this one ear. It's like you're on stage doing a performance with your ear thing, and man, you're going way high tech on me, brother.
No, I just need to hear you better. No, so sorry about that. But yeah, so I was always known to be the class clown in high school, but I'm that's who I am. I just like to be. I'm very active, personality wise, and I try to incorporate that in my videos. But yeah, I've come to realize that anything that's a how-to, which I started doing, I started focusing more on marketing or affiliate marketing, so to speak, rather than just how to make money online or these side hustles. Because I gain an audience now, so now it's like, okay, let me just get rid of this now and just focus on this. And I also noticed that the motivational ones, I try to do motivational videos. On TikTok they call it duets, which is they're right next to you, and on Instagram it's just called a remix. Yeah. And I try to stay aside. I see something motivational, I try to if it inspires me, I want to share it with others. And so it's just one of those that it tries to switch your mindset. Those kind of videos that try to help you change your mindset, that tries to inspire. that's the stuff that I share, and that's the stuff that gets a lot of clicks. Because people, you just see them, oh, thank you for this, or oh, I needed this.
And it's organic to you, right? It's organic for you to be able to talk about because it's also inspiring to you.
Correct. Yes. And I try to keep it that way. Like if it inspires me, I'll share it as well.
Yeah.
And I've tried. I believe it or not, that's a real thing, because I've tried the let me just do it because everyone else is doing it, but it's not working for me.
I did this. I've experienced the same thing. So Michael asked a good question. How do you convert videos? What call to action do you use? If it's not, if it's more of a kind of a ambiguous or kind of generic or random motivational type video, how do you, what's the call to action? Do you just follow do you give a call to action for them to follow? Are you calling? And also talk about, do you have a variety of calls to action that you give in your videos to kind of get people to take some sort of action after watching your video, my friends, which is one of the biggest parts of the whole equation.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I try to, I focus on not being too pushy. So, and apparently people tend to like that. So I don't do the call to actions. If it's something that has to do with showing you how to do affiliate marketing, my call to action is, if you're interested in learning more, you could either message me or click on the link in my bio if you're ready to get started. Or even to learn more, you could click on the link in my bio to get started. The text, the ones with the just me not saying anything and then having a text over it.
Yeah.
It's either click on the link in my profile to learn more. I usually use to learn more or to get started.
Yeah.
I try not to really put numbers out there. I've done it, but I try not to, because I just want to be a little more. I noticed that when I've done it, it doesn't bring the right people, because they just see the number. And so they're already in that mindset that, oh, I can make this much money. And I have to be careful with those people, because I've experienced it, because I get the ones that see those numbers and they're all excited, but they're realistic. And then there's the ones that are very excited and they expect to see this money in a week.
Yeah.
And then when they don't see it, they get discouraged, and then that causes issues, and they want to give you a bad name, like it's your fault, but it's not. I give my disclaimers all the time. But anyway, so that's what I do. I give the call to actions is click on the link in my bio or follow for more. And sometimes I don't, especially for the motivational ones, I don't really do anything. I don't give a call to action. It's just something that is like, hey, you need to be inspired today. I hope you come across this post. I hope people that need to have a good day just see this post, because they know what I do. At the end of the day, the ones who follow me, they know what I'm about. They know what I do. Yeah. So I don't want to continuously give a call to action on all of my posts.
Sure. How are you utilizing email? What's your follow up or live broadcast strategy?
So I do lives about 2 times a week. I'm about to increase that one. There was 1 week where I was off because I was sick. I just didn't sound like myself. I'm glad that this is going on right now, because if this was going on last week, you know. So, but with the follow-ups, it's funny you mentioned that, because I'm trying to change my sequence of emails, update them, remove some, and add new ones, for the sake of being a better copywriter. And but it's, people actually reply to these emails and I respond right back. But for every email, I try to have them join my Facebook group. If, for anything, I have other information that they can reach out to me in many ways, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, or email. A lot of them prefer to just hit me up email once they get into my email list.
Yeah. It's amazing
But
how if you open that door, you know, and make yourself you know, available, then you know, people will respond. They will reply back, especially if you let them know that they can. You know, it's really
right,
important. Don't you know, we need to mention that, you know, in order to get this sort of response from your subscribers, you have to let them know that it's okay, that it's safe, that you'll see it, right?
right,
And one of the very simple ways we elaborate on this in some of the blueprints training, but I'll just say this right here. It's a strategy that is called the 9-word email that revives dead leads. This is something that I learned from a guy named Dean Jackson, who's another fellow digital marketer. And he would send this out mainly to people in the real estate niche, right, who were still looking for houses, or who were at one time looking for houses. Hey, are you still in the market for, you know, a home in the, you know, the price range of so and so in the such and such zip code? And it could be any niche. It could be any industry. Hey, are you still in the market? Are you still interested in updating your HVAC system? Just an email out to people, because here's why this is powerful. A couple of different reasons. Is because, number one, we begin to go to the spam box when every single one of our emails, there's only emails coming from one direction. Let me say that again. What these platforms are looking for in order to bump your content higher and higher is they're looking for organic interaction. So all of these, because they want to keep spammers and they want to keep people who are just being kind of just, I mean, look at your Google's whole strategy. What makes them a great product is that they're able to separate the bull crap emails from the
yep,
ones. That's a awesome thing that we don't have to sludge. Have you ever actually gone into your spam account and seen some of the stuff in there? It is scary. It is like the difference between heaven and hell. I am serious.
yeah,
And
it's
and
true.
so and so what happens when we actually get a reply back is, even though we may be using a service like Constant Contact or Get Response or Aweber, Google knows that. But if there's people, if there's two, Google's fine with those services. But if there's two-way communication where the people are actually replying back to your emails, and then you're replying to them and you're actually emailing people, not only will you get more engagement when you open up that door and say, reply back and let me know what you want to learn about. What are you having a hard time with? Right? Ask your audience questions. Don't send them to surveys or this or that. Just ask them to reply back to your email.
Right,
And it doesn't even have any, you don't even have to have a lot of subscribers. It's fine. You could do this with 1 subscriber, 2 subscribers, right? And you will also start to see your open rates increase, because the more interaction, the more organic interaction, two-way interaction that
right,
happens within your email list. Your email list is something that, it's important. It's what you own. It's your asset. It's your database, right? And that email list is, if you learn how to work it correctly and communicate with those people correctly. And you're right, Christian, those people do, as you deliver value to them, whether it's through the form of motivation or just training, they do, they are like a loyal tribe in a way. They will take your recommendations. They will begin to trust you. Have you been surprised by how the response of people that really will listen to you, really do get value from you? Has it boosted your confidence more? And what things are you doing now, or how are you approaching this, that are even surprising to you? You know, where has your confidence grown to today?
Well, it has boosted my confidence for sure. And it just it let me how do I say? It just it helped me realize a few things. But like one of the things that it helped me realize was the fact that a lot of these people really do need help. There are people out there that don't think it's bullcrap. They really need this help. Some of them, unfortunately, due to their region of, where they live, I can't help them too much. But I try to dedicate my own time into researching what they can do in their region, and I give them that information back, and they appreciate these things. And it's helped me to actually treat my social media platform like to not just be a random guy anymore. Like I'm really treating it as if, this is not just a business that I'm trying to do, but rather I'm actually helping people. And that's actually a very good feeling for me. It gives me a sense of purpose through social media. It opened the door that I never thought would ever be open. So aside from monetary results, the fact that I just see the compliments that I've been getting from people, even through the lives, the loyal followers that they encourage me. There's always the ones that try to bash me or try to say there's always the trolls, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really have to say anything in my life. They come right there and they just defend me, and I'm like, oh, that's good to know. And also going back to the fake account stuff, I've been a victim of, and I was afraid of that because I've seen it happen on other people that I followed. And once I reached like 10,000, my eyes were, I try to have a keen eye on these things, see if I spot them. But these guys are actually smart enough to block you because they're trying to create a fake profile using your name. But then you have followers of mine DMing me like, hey, some of them are confused, like, hey, is this you? Or, some of them already know, like, I know this is not you. I'm just sending you a screenshot so that you can, post it, and they report it. And because some of these people I actually still have conversations with. Like sometimes it starts in, I'm interested in affiliate marketing. And I asked them, why are you interested? And where are you from? And I let them know where I'm from. We just have small talk and trying to understand where their mind is in trying to learn this. Then it leads to, them learning from me. We're sharing knowledge. And afterwards, they're just sharing their journey with me, or they're just saying, hey, I found this. What do you think of this? And there's still people out there that we're still having just regular conversations too. Right. So they know that when these fake accounts reach out to them, they know it's not me. And I always tell people, I do the direct message, but the only way I will ever direct message someone is if they show any type of interest in one of my contents.
Yeah.
Like if they say, oh, that's another call to action that I say, comment below saying I'm ready if you're, if you want to learn more. And you start seeing the I'm ready, or show me. Some of them either go straight to the DM, either click on my link. Some of them that don't, I reach out to them. Hey, I saw that you posted, I saw that you commented on one of my posts. Are you interested in learning affiliate marketing? That's the only time I will ever DM.
And you should. I mean,
right.
Different seasons for different reasons, for different seasons, right? So,
right.
I mean, you're getting started in this. You're hustling. You're grinding. You know what I mean. You're making it happen. You're in springtime right now, man. Like I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit more aged. I'm a little bit more well done in this baby. So it's just something I don't do, right? So it's just
Right.
I just don't do any cold outreach. I don't reach out to anybody. The only communication that anybody will ever get from me is my assistant Roxy might reach Roxy might reach out to invite you on to Wake Up Legendary via my email at dave@legendarymarketer.com. And if you want to get a
Right.
hold of me directly, you can email me at dave@legendarymarketer.com and I'll see it. But it's just you gotta make sure for me, it's important that all of you know that I will never ever 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 direct message you. And the reason why that's important to hear me say it, and also would you all help me spread that, because I'm not doing everything. This is my strategy. I'm live every day right here. This is what I'm focused on, plus also running Legendary, which is got quite a bit going on behind the scenes, right? And so, the more popular in sort of kind of more your name blows up, the more you're going to need to make it really crystal clear how people can get a hold of you here, I think, in the future, because again, a scammer into 2023 is not the person who's creating content every day. It's slick though. There's people now who are taking content and putting it on a profile so it looks like your content on another profile. So you have, but it's not. The scammers nowadays are the people who are hiding behind the scenes, posing as people. And so you got to really, what you really got to be
Unbelievable.
careful of? Be careful where you give, how we process sales here at Legendary. People go through our challenge and they process on a safe order form. And then if they want to buy the blueprints on the back end, they have a card on file, right? That's just held by our merchant account companies and CRMs, that we don't ever hold any of that credit card information personally or as a company, and we charge their card. So, unless they want to put a new card on file, then they go into their back office and they put the card on file. You're not
Right.
sharing credit card information. You're not, right? So be careful. Be careful about who you're sending money to these days, because some of you are trying to make money, but then you'll get hit up by a Christian lookalike or a Dave lookalike, and come along and they'll be like, hey, I've got this crypto opportunity, wire me 20,000 to get in early. And it's like, people will send money because they think it's you or they think it's me.
Right.
So it's important to really, but all the rest of us who are actually on camera, it's time to lower your skepticism in 2023. It really is. It's time to become more, what was the curious? I love that you described yourself as curious. Early in that you've always been a curious person, and we're going to wrap this up and bring this baby in for a land. I could talk to you all day. Really easy to talk to, and such great information,
I
man.
appreciate that.
You're a great conversationalist, and I think it's going to be. I think it's you're only getting started, man. Because you have this curious nature about yourself. You have this curious nature that I think is imperative to have as an entrepreneur. Because if you're closed-minded about anything, meaning that you think that your way is the only way, or you think that you think that your mind is the end of the universe, and that's kind of what we're saying without saying it when we're like, no, that won't work, or that must be a scam. We're saying, I know more than all of them know. And it's really kind of a sad, arrogant way to live, and obviously in that moral superiority kind of, act or mindset, where you kind of are putting others down based on your closed-mindedness, right? Maybe even there's some jealousy there. I don't know. And of course, there's lots of fear, but ultimately, transferring that into curious energy, that energy is still there, but we just turn it into curiosity and say, man, I wonder why, I wonder how, I wonder what brought them to that. You know, one of the greatest gifts that I've been and am still developing is empathy, and just trying to look at and consider what it's like to be in somebody else's shoes. Just, it's a powerful thing. There's this channel that I go and watch sometimes called Soft White Underbelly on YouTube. And it's like this dude like interviews prostitutes, pimps, fentanyl addicts in active addiction, not people who have inspiring ass stories and they've already gotten through it, which is, you know, what most people want to hear. But to go and just sit with somebody and listen to their story as they're in hell and think, damn, just be curious. You know what I mean? Like what it's like. That's a powerful exercise. Uncomfortable, right? Because you're like, man, all the judgments, like what a bum, what a this, what a that, what a piece of shit. All these judgments might come up, right? Which are usually things that we've heard from other people, and we're kind of parroting them, right? But to just sit there and notice all those judgments come up and then instead try to be curious, that is such a powerful and profitable skill as well. It's powerful as a human, but it's profitable as a business owner, because whenever somebody's doing something, whenever you see an advertisement, whenever you see a video, whenever you see somebody with an expensive watch or a nice car or a house, instead of judging, and right, just be curious, like I wonder how they got that. I wonder what they've had to go through. I wonder what, you know what I mean? Like it looks shiny now, but I wonder what the grind was like. I wonder how long they were not famous for.
It always starts somewhere.
Yeah. So this episode will be one of those for you, my brother. I have some of those as well from 12 years ago. You can find them out there on the interwebs. They're still there. I've got a long digital trail, you know, and this will be a part of your digital trail, brother, and your journey and your legacy. And I know that you're doing it for yourself, but also your wonderful family and your two boys that you mentioned. And it's very inspiring. Keep up the good work. Stay legendary. Come back and see me when you're crushing it and more here in a couple of months. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, brother. We'll see you later, Christian. Take care, man.
All right. You too. Thank you.
See you, brother. All right, my friends, get on out of here, but not before you don't hear me pitch, right? Pitch a product, pitch a service. Not really. You know what we sell. If you want to go through our education, you want to level up, go ahead. But I'd prefer to sell you on you. I'd prefer to sell you on the fact that you can do this, just like Christian has just gone over for the past hour and 13 minutes. I'd rather sell you first that it's possible for you. Right. And I think that you've heard it and it was spoken so eloquently and clearly today through our guest. And what I hope for you all is that same curiosity that, maybe this isn't out of reach for me. Right? Maybe this isn't as impossible as I've been telling myself. Right. Dwell on that thought and turn that skepticism or that doubt in yourself into curiosity. As Christian shared, and your life will transform. I guarantee you, right in front of your very own eyes, your marriage or relationship will change. Your relationship with your kids or the people around you that you're with, even in your office or at your job, right? Be curious about, wow, why is he so cranky today? Right? Instead of, what an asshole. Right? Why is he, man, I wonder what it's like to have his life. Maybe if I had to hear his problems, I'd be grateful for mine. You know, it's a powerful way to live, and it primes you perfectly to be able to step into the shoes of an entrepreneur. And how do people get rich? They add value to people's lives. It's the only way to get rich. So if you're already in the mindset of, man, just being curious and just, right, how can I do this? Just like Robert Kiyosaki, not I can't afford it. How can I afford it? It's the difference between the rich dad and the poor dad. Not I can't afford that. My wife used to be very upset at me when I used to correct her back 10, 12 years ago. And I started on this journey and she would say, well, we can't afford that. I'd say, don't say that around me. Don't say we can't afford something. We'll get the resources for it. Right now, she's all fully on board. It did, right? But it was one of those things. I was in that entrepreneur grind. I was starting to realize how broke our mindsets were. And I said, don't say that. Please, please. I need you to not say that. Right? I love you. We got to believe we can afford this. The people who are out here doing this are no smarter than we are. They're no better than we are. They got no more potential than we are. Maybe a little bit of talent in some areas. It's fine. We can outwork them. Right? So get on out of here. Have a powerful day. Let this be a springboard for your week. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for another episode. Get out here. Peace.